Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. As you can tell from the title, it's time for another video exploring the Cthulhu mythos. Fans of the mythos may be aware of Cthugha, the fiery great old one, first introduced in the short story The House on Curwen Street. But what if he resided not in the pages of fiction, but in the real world? Let's explore. If you'd like to hear more wacky hypotheticals, check out our biggest what ifs playlist on the channel. But for now, get ready, it's time to ask the question, what if Cthugha was real? As with many monsters from the Cthulhu mythos, little is actually known of Cthugha. Writers have a tendency to be super vague about their monsters and gods and whatnot, which makes for really compelling and suspenseful stories, but also difficult researching for me. However, I think we have enough to go on. I should note that Cthugha is not a creation of Lovecraft himself. This was an addition to the Cthulhu mythos by August Derleth, American writer and anthologist. I just want to make sure credit is given where credit is due. So what do we know about Cthugha? Well, he's an elemental spirit of fire, taking the form of a planet-sized ball of plasma. He's generally depicted as having a face, kind of like Ego the Living Planet from Marvel Comics, and feeds off the life force of living beings. It should be noted that in the mythos, Cthugha, like many other deities, is imprisoned by the elder gods. However, this video will assume that he found a way out and was able to affect the Earth. But how might he affect us? Well, for one, if there was a giant planet-sized ball of fire in the sky, chances are humanity would be a bit concerned. If he was around since the early days of humanity, early religions would all be based around him. Considering how many were based on the sun, which is decidedly non-sentient, it's pretty safe to say that an all-powerful ball of fire would set our passions ablaze. I regret nothing. The world would begin worshipping Cthugha, and those who didn't would soon be consumed by him. However, not all interactions with Cthugha would be so negative. See, as a great old one, Cthugha is a sworn enemy of the elder gods, who are kind of the good gods, at least from our perspective. However, unlike most great old ones, Cthugha is also an enemy of the outer gods. They include Azathoth, Shub-Niggurath, and Nyarlathotep, all of whom I've made a video about, and they are definitely not good gods. They're jerks. So since Cthugha is an enemy of the outer gods, if one of them were to attack the Earth, we might find ourselves with an unlikely ally. Kinda like when the humans team up with Godzilla to fight other monsters. This actually has precedent in the stories. In 1944's The Dweller of Darkness, cultists actually tried to summon Cthugha to fight off an avatar of Nyarlathotep. If you'd like to learn more about him, check out our video, What If Nyarlathotep Was Real? But all this means is that we might have backup should some other baddies come out of the woodwork, even if that backup does come with a side of fire vampires. Wait, fire vampires? Yes, fire vampires. If Cthugha is real, that means his servants and offspring are probably real as well. This means that we would also have to deal with the flame creatures of Cthugha, also known as the flame vampires, as well as their king regent, Cthugha, who may or may not be the offspring of Cthugha. It's unclear. These vampires are bright red beings of energy that sap the life energy from sentient creatures. They can suck out the essence and even the memories of their victims, which are then added to their collective consciousness. This would probably be the scariest part of the whole thing, since the flame vampires would be walking the earth. It might actually be kind of like living in a town controlled by the mob. You know they're there, you know they might hurt you, but as long as you remain loyal to Cthugha, they probably won't hurt you. Probably. However, it's possible that we could fight back against them. While guns don't really work against beings of energy, we might find a way to contain or disperse them, effectively killing them. However, this would be really tricky. The ability of the flame vampires to steal memories would make it even more difficult to fight back against Cthugha. If just one member of the resistance was killed by a fire vampire, their memories would join the hive mind, and the rest of the group would be found and killed as well. Plus, if humanity ever came close to inventing something that could kill the vampires, we would probably be stopped before many were killed. So unless we found a way to create an EMP of sorts that could take them all out, resistance would likely be futile. And now we return to our question, what if Cthugha was real? Well, if there was a giant sentient ball of fire in the sky, chances are we would be worshipping it before long. Those who followed the ways of Cthugha and gave proper sacrifices would be safe, and could even benefit from its protection if other deities decided to attack. However, this life of servitude would not be for everyone, and many would try to fight back against Cthugha and his minions. Would they succeed? Probably not. But would they die in a blaze of glory? Heck, yes they would. Was that yet another terrible fire pun? Yup. Thank you for watching Life's Biggest Questions. I hope this was interesting and informative, and maybe even inspired you to look into it further on your own. If you like this video, please thumbs up and subscribe and all that jazz down below. While you're down there, let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Now before I go, here are some of my favorite comments from my last video entitled, what will the Earth look like in 100 years? Red Fox 4561 said, please let it be the third option, assuming I'm alive to see it. Want to know what the third option was? Yes, you'll have to watch the video. Ooh, I'm a snicker snack. Katie C said, I love this guy's name and voice. Well, thanks, Katie. That makes me feel really good. Crime Zone said, where the other commentator? This one not good. Oh yeah? Well, like, your grammar not good. Ah, boom. Roasted. That's it for me, guys. So until next time, I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie with Life's Biggest Questions, wishing you the best of luck on your quest for answers.